So here are some useful steps when writing a short story. Although the question of where to start can be very personal, some people like to brainstorm, others like to jump right in and see what happens. There are a few things you can do to get the ball rolling. First, you need to come up with a concept, something you want the story to be about. The concept can come from anywhere, anything that occurs in real life, any random images you have in your head, and so on. Brainstorming is a good way to come up with new ideas, and by the way, mind mapping is a fabulous way to do that. Secondly, you need to come up with a protagonist, a hero. A protagonist is the main character of the story, and all stories must have one. Third, you need to come up with a conflict. Without conflict, internal or external, there is no story. There are many different types of conflict you can use: love and hate, crime and punishment, personal problems, and so on. Whatever you choose should be relevant to what your story is about. Don't just stick something in there just to have a conflict. Fourth, you need to develop a plot from your concept, protagonist, and conflict. The plot consists of events that get progressively more exciting until the climax, when something changes dramatically. After the climax comes the resolution, where you tie up all the loose ends. Fifth, you need to figure out how to get from point A, the beginning, to point B, the end. As with working out the plot, there are different ways to do this. Some people use a rough outline where they write down each event in chronological order. Others write everything in prose to make it sound more natural, but it takes longer and is harder to correct if something doesn't work. And finally, there are people who just go for it and see what happens, the writing by feel method, also known as panstering. Finally, it's important to remember that when writing a short story, it's beneficial to work with an outline. That way, you know what the plot, protagonist, and conflict will be and how they're connected. When you come up with the beginning of your story, think about what the reader wants at that moment and how you'll hook them. And finally, when writing the ending of your story, don't just send everyone away to a happy ending.